Dragon Warrior Monsters. If I asked you to name a family of Dragon Warrior monsters, you'd probably say slimes. But if I asked you to name a second one, you'd probably say dragons. And because they are in the title of the game, let's take the time and rank all of them in the original Dragon Warrior Monsters games for the Game Boy Color. So welcome everybody, I'm Defeater of Souls, and if you're interested in Dragon Quest Monsters content, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Alright, I should probably explain the criteria of what we're looking at. We're mostly going to be looking at their stat, growth, and their skills. Those are the two most important things. Level up speed can only be important, but most of these dragons level up slowly, and their max levels will also not take too much into account. We're not looking at how you obtain these monsters, we're assuming that you're able to scout all of them, which in the original games is something you can actually do. We're not looking at any benefits you can get from synthesis or anything like that. We're also not looking at what these monsters can be used for. We're looking at this as if you scouted them in the wild and you put them on your party as a permanent party member until the foreseeable future. Those are what we're looking at. That's the criteria. We're also not looking at resistances, because pretty much all of them resist the same thing since they're all members of the dragon family. So, let's begin. Who is the worst dragon in the entire series, or at least in these two games? Well, that's number 31, the Mad Dragon, or rather, the Dragroof. Let me be clear, if you want a monster that does nothing but physical attacks, not any physical attacks with status conditions, nothing like that, just physical attacks, as in you use your turn and he attacks. Mad Dragon's pretty good. He has a really good attack stat, and he has some decent HP. If you want him to do anything else or have any skills, he is going to be the worst choice. Why? MP and intelligence have 0 for their growth. Well, this doesn't mean that he doesn't have any intelligence or any MP, it just means they both level up so slowly, they grow so slowly, that they practically might as well not even be there. Now, some of this may be reasonable, like sure, having no MP is bad if you don't have any powerful skills, but why does he need intelligence for? Ah, silly. Don't you realize in the original games, intelligence is used to learn a lot of skills, so if you want him to teach a move, yeah, good luck, he's not going to be smart enough to learn them. That's his biggest problem, and that's the fact that he is so stupid, he cannot learn anything, and even if he did, he wouldn't be able to use any of it because he doesn't have any MP. That's why he is this low, and that's why he's the worst dragon on our list. Number 30, the Torch Dragon, also known as the Wordle. Now you may be looking at this guy, you may be saying, hey, Tortoise plus Dragon, that's a Torch Dragon, and he looks like a turtle. Surely he's going to be a powerful tank, right? No, of course not. His defense sucks. His agility sucks. He's a turtle, sure, doesn't make him a tank. He has decent attack, some other decent stats. Defense and agility, as previously mentioned, are not good. Skills, though, this is where things start falling apart. Now, Lightning is a great skill. The other skills seem to want him to be a defensive tank. Now, obviously, they're not majorly defensive. He's not jumping and taking hits. But Kekling and Bound really are not too useful. He's not going to be doing too much in this situation. Of course, those skills are useful on a better monster. The problem is, he's not a better monster. Number 29, the Lizard Fly, also known as the Dragonfly. The biggest problem with this monster? Intelligence. You may notice this as a reoccurring theme, and it's going to continue to be one on this list. Dumb monsters are a problem, and you can see this here. He has some pretty good stats, but his skills are almost exclusively magic attacks. Sure, those are useful. Problem is, he's too stupid. He's not going to be able to learn any of them, and if he does learn them, he's not going to be able to do too much damage with them. It's a lose-lose situation, and unfortunately, he's right in the middle of it. Number 28, the Fairy Drac, also known as the Damselfly. I'll give you one guess to assume what this monster's big problem is. If you said intelligence, you're correct. He's stupid. What's the surprise? His HP also sucks, so he's gonna be dying pretty quickly. At least he has a decent defense stat, which might help, but it's not looking too good for him. His skills, though, I mean, they're alright. Dazzle, Sleepy Breath, Tongue Lashing. He's got a wide variety of skills, which I guess, status conditions are good, and he has a wide variety of them. And they don't take as much intelligence to use, which is good because he doesn't have a lot of it. He still doesn't have a lot of intelligence, though. Still going to take him forever to learn those skills. He's still going to die pretty quickly. Still not a good monster. Number 27, the Dragon Kid, also known as the Small Fry. Obviously, his stats aren't the best. However, he does have the benefit of leveling up a lot faster than most of the dragons on this list, which means the lower growth isn't as bad because he's going to be gaining more levels anyways. Plus, attack and HP aren't bad, especially that attack stat. Skills aren't anything special. Dodge can be useful to take care of the fact that he'll die really quickly otherwise. Besides that, he's a good monster for the start of the game, but besides that, you're going to want to replace him pretty quickly. Number 26, the Pteranode, or the Pteranodon. Stats are well, they're average. Except that agility. Agility is good. He has good agility. Only problem is, he's an idiot. What a surprise. Skills are almost all magic attacks, with the exception of Backdraft, which is just alright. So, once again, you get the problem of him just being stupid. At least, he has a really high agility. And his attack stat is also nothing to scoff at either. You could easily ignore his skills and just make him a fast glass cannon, but he definitely would have been better if he wasn't. Number 25, Gascon. Now this one may come as a surprise. I mean, look at him. He's got a high intelligence. He has good growth in all of his stats. Everything seems to be lining up. He even has a high max level, even though that doesn't really matter for this list. Yeah, sure, this all seems great. Then you look at his skills. Berserker or Double Up is an alright skill. Decent for physical attacks, although that's not exactly his best stat. Uh, Everything else falls apart when you get to the other skills. Kamikaze and Kerplunk. Why? This monster is a walking bomb. He's just meant to blow himself up, and that's not something good. You do not want to blow yourself up in most situations. Kamikaze is sure decent damage, but then you permanently remove your highest intelligence dragon from the rest of the battle. Farewell can be useful in last-ditch situations, but if you're already in that situation, maybe you should just have a better team? I don't know. I feel like if he had good skills, he'd be a lot higher on this list because he has good stats. Only problem is, he's too busy blowing himself up to actually try and make a difference in the world. Number 24, Dragon, also known as Dragon. This is kind of the first monster on this list that's unique to Dragon Warrior Monsters 2, and yeah, he could kind of stay there. His stats aren't that good, except for his attack. Attack's decent. Intelligence is not. Skills are alright. I mean, they're nothing too special, but Sap can be useful and you'll learn it rather quickly, although it'll take him a little while due to his low intelligence. All in all, it's just kind of another example of bad intelligence makes bad dragon. I mean, at least it's there, though. It could definitely be a lot worse. It could be absolutely zero. Mad dragon. Number 23, Crespent, also known as the Crested Viper. Stats are between, hey, that's not bad, to, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, nothing is absolutely abysmal. At least he has decent intelligence, which gives him something, even if his MP is a little lacking. But where he really shines are his skills. Fizzle and Poison Attack are pretty good. But Puff, also known as Bee Dragon, is a great skill. If he has enough intelligence, he can learn it quickly enough. He can easily just get rid of all of his problems and transform to a different monster. That's good. That's really good. I mean, sure, having your monster's best strength being that he can transform into a different monster is not good, but it's a powerful skill and one he should be proud that he learns. It's just a shame that, it's going to take him forever to learn it due to his terrible intelligence, so you can't give him too much credit for that. Number 22, Dragon, also known as Green Dragon. Stats range from pretty high to pretty low, once again. MPA being absolutely abysmal, but that attack being fairly impressive. Obviously, his skills are fire-based. After all, he's a dragon. Dragons breathe fire. That's just how the story goes. Fire Breath is good. Blowback is alright. Flame Slash is going to be his best skill since it takes advantage of his high attack. Of course, he does have the problem he's going to run out of MP sooner rather than later. And yeah, he's stupid as well, so it's going to take him a little while to learn some of those skills. Besides that, it's just, alright, I guess. There's definitely better. There's at least 21 different monsters that are better than him. Speaking of which, number 21, Rayburn, also known as the Wyvern. He's kind of just similar to the dragon in more ways than you may initially think, where his attack's alright, everything else is just kind of ranges from decent to not decent. Intelligence is higher than the dragon's, and he has some good skills. Multiple powerful physical attacks. So I personally think that him and the dragon are almost interchangeable because neither of them are that good. But either way, they both struggle from a similar problem where their attack is better than their intelligence, which they need. I mean, at least he has more powerful physical attacks. We'll give him that. Number 20, the Spikerus, also known as the Torturoceratops. You may guess what his big problem is just by looking at his stats. We have another stupid monster here. Now, to be fair, that defense is really good. For reference, 31 is the max that stat growth can be, and he's sitting at a nice solid 24. That's good. That's really good. HP is really good. He's clearly a powerful tanky monster, which is useful. Those are good stats. He also has good attack, and skills, okay, his skills are just kind of eh. Boulder Toss is really good. And Double Up can be useful since he has so much defense, losing some of it's not going to hurt him too much, especially with that attack. Kamikaze, though, is just not that impressive. Plus, it's gonna take him a while to learn all these skills due to his intelligence. Really good stuff here. It just needed a little more in the brains and a little less in the brawn. Number 19, the Snake Bat, another Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 exclusive, also goes by the name Wormbat. His biggest advantage, he levels up pretty quickly for a dragon. He has decent stats, but the best one is, by and far, his attack. With that level up speed and that attack growth, his attack is going to go really high. It's a shame he only has like one skill he can use, which is Boulder Toss. Aaron's alright, if in like one or two situations, and Tongue Lashing is just okay until you upgrade it. Basically, he's really good attack stat, I suppose, is his biggest advantage, and he's going to be leveling up quickly. So, there's that. Plus, he's not as stupid as some other monsters. Number 18, the Mini Drac, also known as the Komodo. Komodo is probably one of the best early game monsters you can get. Why? Mostly because of his skills. Sandstorm and Body Slam aren't that useful, but Call Help is one of the best physical attacks in the game. And Komodo's stats aren't bad. He's actually somewhat intelligent. He can pass 5th grade. Agility, defense, attack, HP, those are all fairly average, which in this case is actually pretty good. MP is a little lower, but hey, at least he has it. So, honestly, a very solid monster. All in all, we're starting to get to the really good guys, and that's, good. Number 17, Poisongon, also known as the Killer Gila. Is he really slow? Yeah. Is he kinda dumb? Yeah, but he has one good gimmick, and it's a gimmick I like, and I'm absolutely not biased towards. Poison. Poison is really good. He can poison you with Poison Hay, he can poison you with Poison Breath, and he has Tongue Lashing just because. Honestly, Poison is really powerful. Being able to slowly chip away your opponent's HP while you just sit back and watch is good. And he's actually fairly bulky too. His whole thing is poisoning the opponent, just sitting back and waiting. And he's able to accomplish that really well. Sure, if his intelligence were higher, I could actually say he was a good monster, but I think he knows what he's doing well enough that just give him credit for what he does right. And that's Poison. Number 16, the Camilgon, also known as the Big Guana. I hate this monster, but I also must admit, he has good intelligence. Hey, congrats, you're not a complete failure. Anyway, yeah, intelligence is actually fairly impressive for a dragon, I suppose. Still not good in the grand scheme of things, but you gotta take what you can. Agility, defense aren't the best, but the rest of his stats are kind of average. Skills are also just kind of alright. Palsy Air, Paralyze Attack, Paralysis. Paralysis is good. Paralysis can be used to immediately end battles if all the opponents are paralyzed. Bet you didn't know that. It's really annoying. He also has Fuddle just to confuse the opponent, so basically, he's status conditioned, and status conditions can be good if you know what you're doing. So, he knows what he's doing, he has decent intelligence. Another monster that knows what he's doing? Number 15, King Cobra. Intelligence is still pretty good, it's not as high as some others, but it'll get the job done. And he has somewhat decent stats in some other categories too. His best part about him though? Skills. He has status conditions similar to the Big Guana, but our Cobra King actually has something even better than the Big Guana. A variety of them. He has Poison, he has Curse, and he has Instant Death. Instant Death is useful when you're fighting normal enemies, although it's not too useful against bosses. Poison is just always useful, that's why Poison Gun is so high. And Curse is annoying to deal with, but really useful to have. And it's complicated, I'm not giving you any more than that, just know that Curse is good. So yeah, he gets the job done, so I guess can't complain too much. Number 14, the Vampirus, also known as the Pterodactyl and another Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 exclusive. Here's another example of the stats aren't the best, but his level up speed makes up for it. He's going to be leveling up pretty fast. He has decent growth in HP, attack, and agility, so you kind of got yourself a fast glass cannon. Although, what is he firing? Some pretty good physical attacks. Now sure, 10 isn't the most impressive attack stat, but those skills are really good. He has Whoosh, which he's not going to be using too much, but Call Help and Buy Attack, those are good. He's got some good physical attacks, a decent attack stat, and he levels up really quickly. He's going to be able to outspeed a lot of opponents. Yeah, it's actually pretty solid. Number 13, the Sky Dragon, also known as the Ethereal Serpent. Decent stats? Yeah, except for that intelligence. We'll come back to that. Good skills? Yeah. Honestly, he's almost got it all. Fire Air is really useful, and blowbacks can be useful in like one or two situations, but Pearly Gates is clearly his best skill. Those stats are almost all pretty good, especially that attack being really impressive, but he is held down by his intelligence not being that high. Sure, Pearly Gates is good if he can learn it, but his intelligence may not be enough for him to actually do that. It's definitely a situation that's definitely can be seen really here. The best skills get held back if you don't know what you're doing. Number 12, the Swordagon. Now here's a monster that doesn't need intelligence because he is a powerful physical attacker. Look at that attack stat. That's impressive. Sure, the rest of his stats are absolutely abysmal, but that attack stat, hey, that's pretty good. Skills? Skills are also pretty good. Multi-slice is pretty useful, especially for a physical attacker. And pincushion, blade defense, that's really good, especially since he has good attack. Honestly, I'm not sure if he should have been up this high, but that attack stat with some decent physical skills, coupled with an intelligence that isn't absolutely horrible, it's just kind of really bad instead of abysmal bad. I mean, I think that makes a case for it. Number 11, Serpentia. Serpentia has good stats, really good stats. Good HP, good attack, good defense, pretty good agility. He's got some problems though. He has some problems. First of all, Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 exclusive. Probably should point that out. Second of all, holy crap, his intelligence sucks. Now, sure, 8 is decent. 8 was alright for a handful of other monsters. But no! Why? No, this is bad. This is really bad. He should be able to use this to learn some powerful skills. Instead, he learns Multi-Slice, Devil Cut, and Slime. Well, Ooze Bruiser? Really? You're useful against 2 families of monsters, which you're not even guaranteed to have to fight in most of the game. And Multi-Slice, which, okay, Multi-Slice is useful. But, like, you're not going to be able to learn any of these. And even if you do, half of them aren't useful, and one of them's only useful against multiple other monsters. Like, you had so much potential. This is what really gets me about this monster. He has the potential to be great. He seems like a monster that benefit a lot from synthesis. And he is. You just gotta do a lot of it because his intelligence is not good. You need to fix that for him to be a decent monster. And that takes a lot of work because his intelligence is that bad. Besides that though, good stats and you'd probably be fine just doing normal attacks. You'd be able to tank a few hits. Can't say he's a terrible monster, but I can say, oh man, what a shame. Number 10, the Wing Snake, also known as the Flython. Alright, there's not too much to say about him. Stats are all pretty good. Intelligence, of course, being probably the standout and just being average, but attack is really good. And his skills, they're all pretty good. Mercurial Thrust, Poison Breath, High Jump. I don't really have any complaints. This is just an incredibly solid monster. Number 9, the Andriel, also known as the Rush of Eric. This is just kind of the similar situation to the Flython. He's got good stats, especially his growth and HP. It's pretty good. Intelligence is good. Skills are just kind of alright, I suppose. Whoosh is useful, and Dazzle and Poison Breath are good status condition moves. Once again, just another solid monster. Really solid. You can't really go wrong here. Number 8, the Lizard Man, also known as the Mandrake Major. There's one reason why this monster is this high, and that's because of his skill known as Giga Slash. Giga Slash is one of the best skills in the game. It even has its own damage category for resistances. It's just good. Now, to be fair, you might be saying, sure, a skill like Giga Slash is useful, but only if you have enough intelligence to learn it. Well, would you look at that? Lizard Man has one of the best intelligence growths that we've seen so far. He also has really good stats everywhere else, except agility, but he doesn't need that. He's got decent physical attack, and yeah, no. He's just a powerful physical attacker who's also really intelligent, which is it's pretty impressive to see actually because he does everything he wants to do and he can do it well. So, give credit where credit's due. Lizard Man, you're good. Great way to learn Giga Slash early too, for synthesis purposes, which aren't being included for this list, but if you want Giga Slash, use a Lizard Man. He'll be the quickest way to get it. Number 17, the Great Drak, also known as the Great Dragon. There's a reason why he's called Great. I mean, look at those stats. Those stats are really good, except MP, but those stats are really good. Intelligence is alright, but, skills are just kind of the opposite of the normal dragon. They're ice, and, well, that's useful. So, mostly the reason why it's this high, he's got good skills. Good skills paired with good stats. Makes good monster. Great dragon. Good job, you're pretty good. Number 6, Orochi. Orochi's stats are pretty solid. Good HP, good attack, good defense. Intelligence isn't half bad, all things considered, and MP is pretty impressive for a dragon too. Now, some of his skills aren't the best. Flame Breath and Flame Slash aren't too special, but Bite Attack is pretty powerful, especially since it can be upgraded to Multi-Fists. So, I guess it all works out in the end. Just a solid monster, definitely worth getting. Number 5, Coatl. Coatl is also a very solid monster. mostly because he has really good stats. 14 intelligence is pretty solid, one of the highest we've seen so far. He's also got decent agility, MP, HP, you name it, he has it. And then the skills. The skills are also really good. Hatchet Man is a powerful physical attack, obviously. Same with Thunder Slash. It's not the best, but it could definitely be worse. But what if you want to use magic? Well, he also has Bang, so that's full powerful magic physical coverage right there. Just an incredibly solid monster, stronger than I initially thought, and maybe stronger than you would have thought too. Number 4, the Battle Rex, also known as the Hexasaurus. Alright, stats are really good, especially that intelligence is pretty impressive. The rest is also impressive. HP, attack, defense, you name it, he's got it. These are paired with a really good selection of skills. Flame Breath is alright, but Metal Slash is useful in some situations. Hatchet Man, also really useful. Basically, just a powerful physical attacker, powerful physical attacks, and good intelligence so they can actually learn those skills. Honestly, not a bad thing about him. Number 3, the Giga Draco, also known as the Draculard, and another Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 exclusive. We're at the point where the biggest problem with monsters is that they level up slowly. But that's alright, because look at that growth! Honestly, 29 attack, 30 HP, this monster is powerful. He's really bulky. Sure, he's slow, but honestly, he's a fat dragon. Did you expect him to be moving at Mach 1? Come on. Besides all those pretty good stats and intelligence, that's just kind of alright. He's got good skills too. Frenzy and Boulder Toss play to his powerful attack stat really well, and Fire Breath just gives him an extra variety, and just in case, I don't know, you need fire for some reason. Very solid monster, and probably one of the best monsters in the game. It's just a shame he's a bit harder to find. Number 2, the Orligon, also known as the Stalagosaur, another Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 exclusive. Not a single one of his stats are bad. I mean, look at that intelligence, that HP, that attack. That's all very impressive. He can do whatever he wants. And, he will. He'll do whatever he wants. His skills? Alright, here's why he's not number 1 on this list. His skills. Oomph is really good. Being able to power up his already crazy attack so he can deal even more damage is useful. Double Up is basically their only offensive skill, and it comes with the risk of lowering his defense for the round too. But besides that, at least it's a physical attack. The same thing cannot be said for his final skill. And defending champion will be able to take advantage of his inherent bulk in order to make him a powerful tank. So this is all really good. So why isn't he number 1 on this list? Well, just because he has almost everything going for him. I feel like there's number 1 monster has 1 or 2 things that really brings him above and beyond. But that aside, Orligon is an incredibly powerful monster. Definitely worth using. Number 1, the Divine God, also known as Zenlon. Stats are, once again, not a single one of them is bad. Everything from the attack to the intelligence, agility, nothing about this guy is bad. And this is paired with some of the best skills in the game. Chilly Breath is just alright, but Big Banga is a really powerful skill that he can take advantage of between his attack and his intelligence. And then this is all topped off with Meditate, self-healing. You may have remembered, almost none of these dragons had any healing of any form, and here comes this guy with some of the best stats in the game, capable of healing himself as often as he wants, with high enough MP to do it forever, high enough intelligence to deal crazy damage, and just some powerful skills. There's a reason why Zenlon is almost always an X rank in other games he appears in, and I definitely can see why he is the strongest dragon in the original Dragon Warrior Monster games. And that's all I have for now. So, you interested in Dragon Quest Monsters content? Feel free to subscribe to my channel. You like the video? Leave a like. Have something to say? Leave a comment. What's your favorite dragon? Which one do you think was too high? Too low? Do you think Zenlon's the strongest as well, or do you think he's overrated? Let me know down in the comments. Now, before we go, it's time for the question of the every other week. Last week I asked about the true final boss of Dragon Quest Monsters Caravan Heart, and we got some answers. So thank you MagentaFace2750, Jared Fram, and Val825. Thanks for playing, good job, you got it right. Alright, this week we're looking at the original games in the same vein we did with this video, together. Did you know that some monsters aren't needed for any specific chains? That's right, out of all the dragons we looked at today, 3 of them are not required for any synthesis chains. I'd like to call them dead-end fusions because once you obtain them, there's nothing you can do with them except use them for a generic fusion. So, that's what this is about. Can you tell me the name of any of those three dragons that aren't specific products for any other monsters? Well, that's all I have. So, good luck, thank you all for watching, and this has been the Feeder of Souls.